Hey, everybody. I'm Brad from Paste Magazine. We are here with television's Jon Dore.
Hello.
We are here to talk about Big Questions, Huge Answers, which it's a 1-hour comedy special. It comes out this upcoming Monday, December 3rd at 11:30 p.m., and it's going to be available on the app and all the rest of the internet places a day later on Tuesday the 4th. So, dude, congratulations.
Thank you. Yes, and that's all true. Yes, December 3rd, I solve two big problems. I provide two huge answers to two problems. And you're right, all of those things are true. Afterwards, you can watch it at comedycentral.com or on demand.
I wrote those things down to make sure they were true.
I know you did.
Yeah.
And you did a great job. I just reinforced it. Yeah.
Thank you.
And thank you for the beer. Cheers.
Yeah, cheers, man.
This is lovely. A beer midday. This is perfect.
You make me feel much better about my own midday drinking. I was really glad that you went for that delicious Brooklyn lager or Brooklyn Oktoberfest.
Well, let's put them back and have another one.
Yeah, man. Oh.
I can't chug a whole beer anymore, though.
All right.
Can't
So
be done.
so the big question here. So you're solving two problems.
So
two
good.
of the it
So
is
good. What is it? Brooklyn Oktoberfest.
delicious.
It's light, but there's also it's good.
That's right. 4.5% alcohol. It's the right beer to be drinking at 12:47 in the afternoon or whatever it is right now.
4.5 is great.
Yeah.
I'll do a Miller Light. I don't care. But this is good. This
Dude, I'll
has some
drink a
flavor
Pabst
to
Blue
it.
Ribbon anytime. I mean, I'll drink these because they're delicious and free. Because Brooklyn, again, good for you guys for providing these delicious beers.
Let's just talk about beers. Yeah. Okay.
So, all right.
Yeah.
There's two huge questions you're trying to solve for America from the perspective of a Canadian, and the big question is: can a Canadian fix America? Can you solve America? Can you save America?
I would say this. I mean, I think an American could fix America. I mean, there's some problems in Canada too. These are worldwide problems. We're focusing on America specifically, but I don't think it requires a Canadian. I think maybe at first it might require an outsider. Now, a lot of people might disagree with that, but I don't know if you've ever seen relationships between people and you notice glaring faults, but they're kind of too close to each other to notice those faults. I feel like that's how I feel about America. There are glaring errors, and I can see them because I haven't grown up here. I grew up looking in on America from the outside.
Right. So you've got the proper perspective to.
It's less about being a Canadian. It's more about being an outsider.
Okay.
Which I happen to be as well as a Canadian. But I'm also, let me make this clear, I'm a green card carrying legal resident alien of the United States of America now.
Yeah, and that's where I was going to go with. That's what I was wondering. How do you maintain that outsider perspective on the issues of this country when you're part of this country? I mean, you're no longer really a foreigner.
No, that's not true at all. I'm a Canadian. I just have a green card to work in America. But look at, when you are raised Canadian, there's a lot of things you learn, okay? So a lot of things are instilled in you. This is nurturing. Now, a lot of it is nature. There's nothing we can do about that. But the nurturing that you get in Canada, you are taught a lot of things growing up. First of all, hockey is the most important.
Sure.
And that's a fact. And that is true. It's the greatest sport. Name a better sport than hockey. Darts is the only one I can think of because you can smoke and drink.
I was going to say I can't do it because hockey's the best sport. I was going to agree with you.
Great.
I lived in northern Michigan for a while,
there you
and
go.
I had to watch the Red Wings and
Had
learn to care about hockey that 2-year period of my life. And man, hockey matters.
It's great. And also, healthcare in Canada is a natural equalizer. We're all on the same playing field. That's what it says to us. So when I come to America, it's a little bit easier to spot differences. I think that's the thing. So once you start looking into the differences, you start to notice, why people have problems. So in this particular episode of the show that we're hoping will go to series, we do 2 episodes in 1 hour, and the first topic is cyberbullying. So as an outsider, we looked at the world and we thought, what are some problems that seem to be continual? Because a lot of things are hysteria in the moment and then seem to fade away, whereas cyberbullying and bullying in general seems to be a problem that is not going away. So that's what we address in our first episode. I talked to the youngest victim of cyberbullying ever, a baby. Actually, it was a terrible interview, so we ended up talking to the mother. That was a bad call on my part. But in Canada, you learn to treat everyone with respect. So we tried talking with the baby.
And evidently,
terrible interview.
Potentially much smarter Canadian babies than they are here. Would it have been a better interview with a Canadian baby?
Oh, Canadian baby would know perfect English.
Yeah.
Would know, at age 1, you are speaking, you speak 2 languages at the age of 1 in Canada. You know French and English. So, talked to the baby, made no sense. So we talked to the mother, and I really empathized with them. And I realized how vulnerable people must be because the stuff goes out online and they feel like it's there forever. So her child's going to grow up in this world where, this cyberbullying, he might discover one day and say, Mom, what happened? What was all this? So I go and I talk to a troll, an actual internet troll. I smoked them out, actually. We set up these fake accounts, and I subjected myself to cyberbullying, and there was a $50 reward for anyone who could successfully cyberbully me. And people had fun at my expense. They went hardcore. There was a meme. What are the language restrictions here?
None whatsoever. We just can't. We've got to keep our clothes on, and that's it.
Perfect. Okay. Oh, well, that's not fun. But okay, we'll work within those boundaries. So one of the they took a picture of me from an Instagram account, me as a baby, and the meme, it was me on a plastic phone as like a little baby. And they said, "Hey, it's the future calling. You're still a fucking loser." And I thought that was mean. Then they found this picture of me. I was standing with a soccer medal around my neck, and they went wild. And these are multiple people that took that picture. Someone started it, and they put that picture on the cover of a dildo sex toy box that you'd buy at a sex shop. And then people went mental with it. They ran with it, and they used this image of me as a 5-year-old kid as a dildo, and put it in positions.
Oh yeah, dude, I saw this.
Oh, you saw this?
I saw that segment. I saw the dildo segment. And,
yeah. So you can only imagine. Like, now, here's the thing.
Is there some sort of not redeeming social value, but redeeming value in the creativity that went into the?
Okay, I'll tell you one thing.
Ferocity with which people attacked you.
Yes, there is. There is, for sure. So great question, by the way, because so two things. They took the bait, they ran with it. I was able to empathize and put myself in the shoes of someone who would be cyberbullied. Now, it's one thing as an adult when you go out and ask to be cyberbullied, and you kind of have a little bit more awareness and fully formed ideas about how the world works, and you feel a little safer. Some things were frightening, don't get me wrong, but but I think if you're an impressionable young mind who hasn't fully formed yet, I can see how stuff like that could really affect your life at school. Like if you thought the entire world was watching something that's permanently put out online, that could have devastating consequences. At the same time, I think we should learn to laugh it off a little bit. I think there's maybe a happy medium to find. Not a happy medium, because we can't put the responsibility on the victims, the people who are being bullied. But I remember advice my mom gave me once. I talked about this earlier today, but it's true. My mom once said, I was being bullied by this guy who lived across the street from me, and my mom said, "Why don't you just laugh at him? Like, laugh it off. Pretend it doesn't bother you." And it was highly effective. It disarmed him completely. And I remember, it's not like the bullying completely stopped, but it did fade.
But it didn't result in a punch in the face?
Not at all. He was actually dumbfounded by it. And there's something to say about, you know what? Everything's going to be okay. This is just a period in our lives. But the weird part is it's changed, because you add technology to a culture, it changes it entirely. So now bullying is not just, hey, I'm afraid to walk to school. It's actually, I'm afraid to live my life because this is out there. So
yeah, I mean, we're opening ourselves. We are two adults, but we're opening ourselves up to it right now.
Totally.
We are on the internet. This is going to be there forever. And if
people are going to
criticize,
people are going to criticize me talking over you right now.
Yeah.
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 Go ahead. Just write something horrible right now. It'll happen. Anyway, yeah, they're already writing it. It's written. It's done.
So what?
Oh, that one didn't.
We don't want to give away too much about what's happening on the special, which comes out on this upcoming Monday at 11:30. But what were some of the strategies that you chose to implement? Can we get into the strategies,
Sure.
or does that sort of blow the whole thing?
No. I think we should get into strategies. I can tell you a little bit, because this is the idea behind this show is like, I'm an outsider who comes to America, which I think is a little bit insulting to some people, like a Canadian thinking he's smarter than everyone in America.
Well, yeah, there's nothing people love more than foreigners telling them how their
exactly.
countries ought to
So
work.
I hope people can recognize I'm aware of the arrogance. You know what I mean? Like I know the whole idea was, let's annoy the right people and let other people in on the joke, But there are some people that will be truly annoyed by what we do in this special.
Sure.
But yeah, so we pitched the show to Comedy Central. They loved it. And we get into the first topic, which is cyberbullying. And so the strategy we discover is, because cyberbullying is a tech problem, because bullying existed prior to the internet and social media.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it wasn't a problem then, but I think it's definitely a bigger problem now. So we analyze, and we do deep research, and we analyze and we figure out that cyberbullying is a tech problem, so it needs a tech solution. So what I do is I prepare a corporate video, and I hire students to portray and bring to life how my system, which is portrayed in the corporate video, how we can solve cyberbullying. And I pitch it to real tech investors. So real people with real money come and participate, and they watch my presentation, and they watch the play that I wrote. It's called, I can't remember what it's called, but it's a great play. And it's called Zero Dark Bully. That's what it's called. And yeah, they come in and they watch the presentation, and let me just say this. They called their lawyers afterwards.
It's a good sign. You're doing something right.
They were upset for some reason, but the idea is really good. Like, I do solve cyberbullying. So if people tune in on the 3rd, Comedy Central, 11:30 after the Daily Show, I've solved it. Like, it's done. We just need people to invest in. Thanks,
Well
man.
done.
We just need people. Oh, you were cheersing me. I thought you were handing me a beer.
Good for you. Solving, that's one major
Yes.
major notch down. I mean, you got
I didn't do it on my own. Adam Brody, Dave Durlaney, co-executive producers, writers. They helped direct. They directed it. Yeah, they're Canadian as well. We have solved cyberbullying. So if you tune in on the 3rd, I'm contractually obligated not to reveal exactly how we do it, but let's
Yeah.
just say there's internet service providers, cell phone companies, the bully and the bullied involved. It's a wonderful thing that I've done.
well, that sounds great, man. And then if the
It
lawyers
is.
are involved, then something has gone right. If you've disrupted enough.
I'll tell you what happened, though, by the way. So,
But
go ahead.
offline or now?
No, I'll tell you now. Well,
Really?
I won't tell you the
No,
specifics. No, I'll tell you. So, what's weird about these tech investors that came to see this pitch is that actually the angrier they got, the more reasonable and smart they look on television, because the idea has some flaws and they poke holes in it.
But it's not flawed enough to not solve cyberbullying for everybody forever.
Let's just say we solve it.
Okay.
But they poke holes in it, and they called their lawyers, and that was great.
Well, okay. So now that cyberbullying has been
Solved.
forever for good.
Yeah.
The second topic that you dive into during in Big Questions, Huge Answers is predatory.
when you're done? Just drop them?
Yeah, dude, that's perfect. Do you want
Can
to
I get another one?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Can I have one too, Elise?
Elise, can you also bring your alma mater keys with the bottle opener on them?
I got a lighter.
You have a lighter? How do you open a beer with a lighter? I've never been able to do it. Here,
It's
you
not
can
true,
use mine.
actually. My lighters are, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I can't do it.
Do you want this to be what the rest of the video is about?
Sure.
It's just the.
Oh, yeah. So let me just do this real quick.
conversation
The
about
second
leverage.
topic that we solve is
Yeah.
inappropriate relationships between teachers and students.
Predatory teachers.
Predatory teachers. We
Yeah.
solve it. It's done. We speak to a representative in Texas, which is a hotbed for this kind of stuff, so to speak. Because there was in a 3-year period, there were 700 incidences.
Incidai?
What is it though, really?
Incidences sounds right.
Moments, times. 700 times students and teachers had inappropriate relationships. Or
Good-looking people-
reported
some good-looking
incidents.
people in Texas.
Well, yeah, but there's good-looking people. Thank you so much. Did you want to
guys
come
are-
into the shot? No? Okay. So, cheers. Good to see it. They're
Yeah,
already
you too.
opened, so you can't show me how to open it.
I'll show you offline. It's a life changer.
I just can't do it. I'm too weak. But yeah, so that's the second topic we dive into is how do we stop teachers from preying on students? And again, I've solved it. It's done. Not to worry. After December 3rd, what did I say? Thirst? So after December 3rd, you will no longer have to worry about it because we figured out a way of doing it. It was kind of complicated, but again, deep research. We interviewed some real people. We talked to a victim, someone, a guy who, when he was 17 years old, had a relationship with his 28-year-old teacher. Now, he's quite conflicted, and we spoke to him and were able to discover our answer as a result of speaking with him. It actually came straight from his mouth. What he said, we implemented into our solution. And again, we've solved another huge problem.
Well done. So hopefully, is it your plan to take this to series? Is it a hope that
Yes.
beyond this 1 hour that it turns into
course.
a serialized thing?
Yes.
And then so
Absolutely.
what else? Now that
course.
you've solved two of
Yes.
the biggest problems facing this country,
Totally.
what are problems
Absolutely.
3 through
Yeah.
15
Yeah, exactly.
or 3? Just number 3.
Totally.
One or two
Yeah,
other problems.
I agree. Yeah, so we initially pitched the show with a completely different topic. So the news, it's amazing how the news cycle just shifts and changes, right? So we initially had a solution to the gun problem, but you know, Jordan had recently done a special about it, so we stayed away from that. And then we thought, well, what about, you know, Trump was barking about immigration. So we thought, well, let's solve everyone's concerns about immigration. You know, whether you're pro or anti, we can find some sort of happy medium and solve this solution and provide a safe place.
Border Patrol hoodie right now.
There you go.
Yeah.
So we had a solution for that as well. I almost want to tell you, but then it would ruin it if we actually do it. And this was actually one of my favorite episode ideas. But the news, and now with the caravan and the nonsense going on at the border, so we almost should have done that one instead. Because it's just, but you can't predict what's going to happen.
What's going to be topical, yeah.
But so we stayed safe with two topics that we feel are probably not going to go anywhere because bullying feels like it might be here to stay, but it's the cyberbullying aspect that we're worried about. So we feel like we've solved that. But yeah, so those are a couple of other problems. We're talking about stopping terror cells from developing and creating. We solve that issue as well. There's so many issues that we're ready to solve for the public. It's just a matter of, you know, people need to tune in, they need to watch, and they need to learn that this is the only way we're going to fix the world and make it a better place. And you're welcome, America, by the way.
The outsider perspective turned into a television show, turned into solving all of the problems that are out there.
Hopefully hopefully it becomes big questions, huge answers, and you know, we're solving world problems. That's it can be done. You just have to ask the right questions. You have to have the right approach, and you have to be committed enough. The mainstream media, here's the problem. Mainstream media.
By that same stream of logic, we would take a Martian or a moon person to solve the world problems. It would still take an outsider, and you can't possibly be an outsider.
Just a Canadian.
Okay, all right.
No, Canadians. We got a lot in common with moon people and Martians.
Yeah.
I mean, moon people. Did you say moon people?
I think I did. Yeah.
I think you said moon people.
Unfortunately, I did say that, and it.
Were there people on the moon? I know there's a man in the moon.
There were like 3 once, but then they came right back.
Yeah, but those are humans as well. Those aren't moon people. Those are Earthlings that just went to the moon.
I'm positive.
Were they vacationing? No, that was actually part of like a government. Like that was NASA, right?
There were golf clubs, so something of a vacation.
Did they golf?
I have that picture in my mind. I don't know if that's because of Photoshop or because that actually happened, but I think so.
I think they did golf.
Yeah.
Can you swing a I don't even know how. I don't know anything. I'm too dumb to do things. Certain things I'm too dumb about. But you ask the right anyone can. If you can ask the right questions, you'll get the right answers. Then you can implement them. But I don't know enough about things, if that makes any sense.
The small things, but the big questions.
Yeah,
clearly.
Well, if you ask the right questions and then you listen, you can arrive at the. Did I tell you I'm going to change my name?
I want to know all about this.
Yeah, I'm considering changing my name.
And is there a bunch of possibilities? Is there just the one? Do you know?
I feel like laughter's the best medicine.
Okay.
Don't you?
Yeah. I mean,
after beer.
Yeah.
Okay. After impairment, the best medicine would be laughter in my mind. I'm even going to put it above impairment. Say laughter's the best medicine.
All right.
They've done studies that actually prove people who laugh a lot, they live longer than people with terminal diseases.
Yeah, man. No stress, no anxiety, no hangover.
Yeah. So I think that, so I want to change my name to Fart Burton.
Yeah.
See? It's already good.
Yeah.
You already like it a little bit. It makes you giggle.
So why fart? Sure. Why Burton?
Fart Burton?
Yeah.
Why not? So after I die, I just imagine my eulogy. People would be saying, I think we all remember where we were when we first met Fart. And that's what I want to hear. Giggles. And then I just picture friends of mine coming on stage saying, I want to address the elephant in the room. The reason people are laughing is because he changed his name to Fart. And then other people are like, yeah, we know, get off the stage. And who wears a Philadelphia Eagles jersey at a funeral? It would just be chaos and fun and laughter. And that's what I want to leave behind as a legacy. That's it. And I feel like naming myself Fart Burton would make people giggle at a solemn, sad time. And I think that would be a nice thing for them.
Well, that's a wonderful gift for you to give.
Man.
Yes, there you go again.
Yeah.
At least, can I have two more?
I keep forgetting.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I keep forgetting.
Why
don't we drink at the same time and not say anything?
That'd be fine. Some dead air. Nothing kills the internet like dead air. So what else? So if regardless of whether Big Questions, Huge Answers does turn into
Big questions, huge answers with Fart Burton.
With,
I should have changed my name before this show.
yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Do you? So what else is next? Do you still do a lot of stand up? I mean, what else? What else is happening with you?
Do tons of stand up. Yeah. So stand up, I'm actually kind of falling in love with again, which is great. It's been a weird few years for this guy over here, but for reasons we don't have time to go into. But anyway. Yeah, I'm really getting excited about doing stand-up again. So, New Year's Eve in Philadelphia, and then after that, it's a huge, I'm all over the place. Nova Scotia at Good Robot. Then, just a ton of gigs at jondore.com. You can find them out. But,
Good.
it's just a ton of stand-up comedy coming out.
Dude, my wife was, I've told you this already, my wife is not a stand-up comedy fan in any way, and I am a stand-up comedy fan, and I was watching a lot of your stuff last night, and she was laughing out loud at the majority of the bits, and
that means the world to me. Good.
Yeah.
I will say thank you. What's your wife's name?
Eva.
Eva, I love you. Yeah. Not like that. She's
no, that's
great.
good. That was you.
No, but I saw in your eyes,
way.
you just darted back real quick. So,
Well, dude, you know who came in here and said "I love you" to my wife and not the best way?
Oh no.
Gene Simmons. Gene Simmons. I'm not sure which camera we're on, but Gene Simmons from Kiss came in, and he got right in there in all the wrong
So wait,
ways.
your wife was here?
Yeah, because it's Gene Simmons.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, so wait, so what happened?
He came
was
in.
just a little
It is.
friendly?
Yeah, it was a bit too much. It was a little bit too much, and I think that I'm not sure exactly where the line is where I should stop talking about Gene
Okay,
Simmons.
well, tell me after. Tell me
Yeah,
after.
yeah. It's pretty.
I
It's a
understand.
decent story.
Okay, yeah. No,
This is
I
less
know there's
about
a story
Gene Simmons
underneath
and much
it.
more about you and Big Questions, Huge Answers with
You're right.
Jon Dore.
Sometimes I
Man,
default to big questions, you see, so I can't stop with the big questions. But so I apologize. Yeah.
Dude, thank you very much for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
This is Big Questions, Huge Answers is the show with Jon Dore. It's a 1-hour comedy special. It's coming out this Monday, December 3rd at 11:30 p.m. after The Daily Show. The day after, on Tuesday, December 4th, it's going to be available in the app, comedycentral.com, on demand and everything. So that is what's going on. I'm Brad Wagner. This is Jon Dore.
Fart
Television's Jon
Burton.
Dore.
I'm Fart Burton.
Guys, thank you.